Before you watch this tutorial, make sure you know how to solve a 3x3. Link right there. First step is to solve the star, which solves the white edges. Now this is basically like a cross on a 3x3, so this really needs no explanation because it can be pretty much done intuitively. Next we'll be solving the rest of the white face. Step is also basically a 3x3, so you see this white, yellow, blue corner goes here, you do the algorithm. Basically, repeat the moves and you put the corner in. Again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go see my 3x3 tutorial because this tutorial will make a whole lot more sense if you see my 3x3 tutorial. So basically you just repeat and you know the special cases, well you should know at least. And then we have our white face. Next we'll be putting in the edges. So basically for every corner you'll have an edge, so a bit like this one. So we find an edge that goes on, I guess, the second layer. So this yellow blue edge goes here, so we can insert it using the algorithm, which might look something like this. I'll put the algorithm on there, but it goes like this. So if you want to put this in here, line the colors up and then insert the right, you go like this. And you basically just repeat that for all of the edges. Insert to the left, you go like this. Like that. And you basically repeat that for every edge. And you should know the special cases. If there's none on the top, there's probably some in the slot. So you should be. In this next step, we'll be solving everything apart from the last layer. So how we're first going to do this? So the first step, we're going to solve a chunk. Now what do I mean by that? So you hold Y on the bottom and you want to solve an edge. A specific type of edge, I'll explain that in a bit. It's an edge that is kind of on this one of these 5 colors. So basically, once you hold Y on the bottom, it's kind of in this position or this position. And then we want to solve the corner next to it. This is basically like the beginner method. So we have this yellow, green, light green, I guess blue. And goes in, and then we want to solve this edge, just happens to be right there, using one of the algorithms from before. And now, so this is what I call a chunk. So we have this now. So once you've got your chunk here, then you want to solve another chunk that's not this type of chunk. Basically what I mean is a chunk that's kind of next to it. So it's like, so if there's a chunk here, we'll do a chunk 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. We'll do it here. Firstly, what you want to do is you want to solve this edge, the one that's the most bottom. So not this one, we're going to do this one, so it's orange, yellow. We find that. Sometimes it can take a long time, here it is. Then we solve that. Then we solve this corner and this edge. So what's this corner? Orange, yellow, green. So solve that and solve the orange, green using one of the algorithms from before. Let's find it, here it is. And then we solved another chunk. So now, if you look here, we have this, I guess, a pair here. So now we want to solve this pair. This effectively solves the yellow face. So we want to solve the corner, which is the orange, yellow, and purple. Right here. And then we want to solve the edge that goes here. So that's orange, purple. We can do that like this, and then we can solve and then we solve that. So now you kind of basically just want to repeat this process of solving chunks then pairs. Okay, so once you repeat this process along the Megaminx, you should end up like this. Basically, you kind of have this one face not done. Now, it's important that you listen carefully because we do stuff a little bit differently here. So we still solve this chunk, so we solve this edge, which is the pink and red. So this really has no explanation, you can do this intuitively, so we solve that. Then the pink, red, and pink, red, and tan. So where is it? Here it is. So if it's kind of here, like stuck, you can like bring it out like this. Put it like there. And then we solve the edge, so the pink and tan. Okay, so we solved that chunk right there. Now, if we were going to solve the pair, we could solve it normally, but we're going to destroy everything we have on this side. So what we actually do is we need to bring it out so that we can solve this pair and then we can put it back. So what goes here is the pink, blue, and red corner. So we can bring it out, find the corner, it's right here, and then do the normal thing until it solves it. So you can see now it's solved kind of relative to these pieces. Now we have to solve its edge. So it happens to be already here. So we solve it like this. And then once we solve this pair, we can put it back down, just like that. And now we kind of have just one pair. I think you can figure this out. Here's the edge. Now, so I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you have to go watch my 3x3 tutorial, because basically all the essentials you need to solve this will be over there. Now we'll be solving the grey star, which is essentially the cross on the 3x3. So first step, we're going to orient all the edges. So if you look on the top face and you have 3 oriented edges and they are all next to each other, hold them like this and do the L case algorithm from 3x3, which goes front, up, right, up inverted, right inverted, front inverted. So it's basically the same case like in 3x3, you just go like this. So here's the L, and then you go like this. Then you get the cross. If you have 3 oriented edges, but 2 of them are next to each other and one's kind of opposite, then you want to hold it like this. So we have 2 of them here and the ones on the left. This is essentially the line case algorithm, which goes front, right, up, right inverted, up inverted, and front inverted. So yeah, basically like this line on a 3x3 where we go like this. And if you have 1 oriented edge, then this is like a dot case on a 3x3. Basically, you should do it in this order, which is you do the line case algorithm, which goes like this, and then you do kind of do a up 2, and then you do this, the L case algorithm, basically this, and then reorient, and then like just like that. Next will be positioning the edges. Now the one algorithm you need to know for this step, you're going to be using one, it's called soon. It's basically the one you solve this. It goes like that, and basically, so what it does is it takes this edge, this edge, this edge, these 3 edges, and it cycles them in an anti-clockwise fashion. So you see this edge went to here, this edge went to here. So it goes like this. So basically the front and I guess the front left both solve while the other 3 go anti-clockwise. That's what this algorithm does. Now basically with this, you can solve the edges kind of intuitively. So basically, we got this. Basically, firstly, you want to line up as many edges as possible. So let's see, we got 1. We got 1. Sometime this time, none. 2. So with this basically you can figure it out. So basically, it cycles them anti-clockwise and they're together. So basically, the logic is you kind of want to have two of the edges solved next to each other. So let's pretend this edge was solved and cycles these three. Actually, no, we want to solve this one because that would solve it next to it. So we can put this, maybe not here, but maybe here? No, maybe, no, you can figure out. It's basically intuitive. You can experiment with stuff like this. We can do this soon. And nothing happens, doesn't solve anything. So we can do it again, and it solves this edge, but we don't want that. So you can try stuff out, basically. Okay, I know that explanation might not be the best ever, but I'll upload a video soon showing how to, I guess, do some of these cases. Next step, we want to orient our corners. So, basically, now what you want to do is, this is basically the same as I taught my big 3x3 tutorial. So basically you repeat these 4 moves over and over again. Firstly, you want to make sure this corner is not oriented, right? So when you do however many times you do this move, it orients it. And then you want to twist the top and basically do this one. So you do this like that, and then you twist the top, and then you do this corner. Make sure to do that last move right there, and then that's basically orients all the corners. If you haven't seen my 3x3 tutorial, again, please watch it, because this will make no sense whatsoever if you don't watch it. Okay, and the final step, you want to solve your Megaminx. So now, last time when we oriented our corners, our edges got a little bit distorted, but that's okay, we won't have to fix it. You can just align all the edges. They should be solved. If they aren't, then you've done something wrong. So basically, all our edges are still solved after doing that step. So now, we do, again, in my 3x3 tutorial, so see this orange green, you want to move it down with these 3 moves. Orange green. So we move this top layer to find the orange green slot that's right here. Then we do this. The inverse of those 3 moves. So the corner that got pushed out is the pink and tan, so we move the top so we get to that slot, which is right here. So then we put it in like this. And now we haven't solved everything yet, so that's okay. We'll just unsolve it. We'll just solve another one so we can solve this blue-orange. But we want to do the inverse of those moves that we just did, which is like this. And then we move the top. So it's blue and orange, blue and orange. We would go like that. Then this is blue and tan, so we move the top to find the blue and tan slot, and then we do the inverse, and done. Now, you know the drill. So that's how you solve a Megaminx. Alright, see you next time.